Hey guys, welcome to your first day of online remote learning. And today, what you're going to do is if you are an A-Day student and it's your first day of remote learning, you're going to log and scroll down. So, your first day of remote learning is 9-2. So, you would click on the assignment and open it up. If you are if you're a B-Day student, you are obviously going to be logging in on 9-3 as a B-Day student for this remote learning lesson. So that is why I have titled the Google slide Remote 9-2 or 9-3. All you have to do as a student is follow the daily schedule in Google Classroom and you're good to go. So that being said, whether or not you're joining me on 9-2 or 9-3, the lesson is the same for everyone. So you are at home. Congratulations, you made it through one day of school at least already. And so the gel for today, the goal is that I can review important integer fluency that will help support me in my future mathematical practices. So it is so important to have this fluency across the board. It's just going to alleviate a lot of headache if you can really make sure you have a good grasp on adding and subtracting positive and negative integers, numbers, and also being able to multiply and divide positive and negative integers. This is across the board one of the biggest fluency skills I see even going into high school. So we're going to spend some time on it and have fun. Should be pretty low stakes. You've done this before. So evidence. You will know you've successfully achieved the goal when you can add, subtract, multiply, or divide positive and negative integers. The learning experience for your time today, there's going to be a little mini lesson with an intro video, and then you will log into Khan Academy. We've allotted a bit of time for this in case you have to log into Khan for the first time. Then there's going to be work time. You're going to be working on your Khan fluency. 45 minutes is a pretty big, we've given you a big window. If it doesn't take you that whole time, not a problem. If it does take you much longer than that, I would stop at an hour, okay? And then for closure, there will be a Google form where you can share your reflection. Mini lesson. So here is where an intro video would normally be. I have skipped the intro video for this time because I felt it was more important for me to model exactly how to log in and what to do. So there is no intro video right now, but if there were, you would watch it. So next, sign into Khan and connect to your specific Khan class depending on your teacher and core class. In your Google Classroom, we've posted the Google code. We've also posted a resource for where you can access 3 different items. 2 are for Pearson, and this Google slide is exactly how to sign up for Khan. So if you're having any problems with that, please reference this Google slide. And again, it's under resources. So great, you've done that. And don't forget, if you ever need reminders about how to solve, use the Khan videos and hints. More importantly, there is no such thing as solving these without using a pencil and paper. So let's make that habit stick. 6th grade was really the last year for mental math. Every other math from now on, even last year, should have been done with pen and paper, pencil, whatever. You just need to make your thinking visible, because the one reason that fluency of adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing positive and negative integers is so important is even if you miss one little sign, if you miss one little subtraction, one little tiny thing, it throws the whole thing off, because we're really going to be taking adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing positive and negative integers to a very high level pretty soon. So this will just help you get comfortable with that concept. All right, now you're on to the work time. So once you're signed into Khan Academy, you are going to want to click these 4 different adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing fluency links. There we go, links. Now, again, please make sure you're signed in and you're logged into your Khan every single time you're in Khan Academy so it gives you credit, okay? Now, The way that you are going to self-report and navigate your success for each piece of fluency is, let's say there are 4 questions for adding negative integers. You have to get 3 or 4 right to move on. If you don't get 3 or 4 right to move on, you get 0, 1, or 2, that means it's not fluent for you yet. It's not what we call a plus. So it's still a delta. So we're gonna have you go back, try it again. Same thing for subtracting. Great. If you miss none or 1, awesome, move on. For multiplying negative integers, same thing. If you miss 1 or none, move on, you've got it, great. Dividing negative numbers, you got it. You missed 1 or none, move on, okay? So one thing that's gonna be super helpful, if you notice that adding and subtracting positive and negative numbers is a delta for you, it's a little bit of a struggle, I highly recommend you just make yourself a little number line so that you can keep track of, okay, if it's 2 plus negative 3, I'm gonna start at positive 2, and then I'm gonna take away 3. Oh, there I am, I'm on negative 1 on the number line. So that that number line is gonna be super helpful for adding and subtracting. Multiplying and dividing, the thing that's gonna get you the most is if you forget that when you multiply 2 negatives together, it becomes a positive. And if you divide 2 negatives together, it becomes a positive. So just again, there's a lot of hints, a lot of videos in Khan Academy. The reason we're gonna push you to use those videos on your own is because when you are at home remote learning, we're not readily accessible to answer questions and help, which is also why it's super important to have an accountability partner. All right, so you have to pay super close attention to, if you miss 1 or none and you move on, because you're gonna report your scores for all 4 fluencies in the closure form, okay? All right, let's pretend you've done all 4. They're all pluses, you're ready to move on. Here is your closure slide. Again, it restates the goal and the evidence. If it is now a plus for you, you've achieved the goal, okay? If there's still one of the concepts you're struggling with, you're on your way to the goal, right? But you probably still need a little bit more practice. Either way, go ahead, you're gonna click this closure form. Now, notice you see this, right? The link to the document. Sometimes that link is gonna be hidden under here. So what you'll wanna do is you'll just wanna scroll down in the screen, and then you'll see that link to click on it. So you'll click on it, and it'll take you to 9.2 or 9.3 remote closure form. So you're required to give your name. Honestly, there's a bunch of kiddos with the same name sometimes, so I would put your full first and last name, today's date, which community are you in? Are you a T-Rex or a Taro? And which core are you? We've also included one for virtual. So here you go. Adding integers. How many did you get right? I got 7 right. Great. I got 6 right. Great. If you've tried it lots and lots of times and it's still a delta for you, go ahead and report that it was a delta and it'll let us know to check in with you. Same thing for subtracting. If it's a plus for you, you're going to report a 6 or a 7. If it's a delta, you're going to report one of these numbers and we'll be in touch, okay? Multiplying. Now multiplying and dividing, there's only 4, okay? So, this would be a plus, delta, plus, delta. We've included a reflective piece for you right here so that you can give us some more feedback over time about how things are going. So the plus today, what was your plus? This could be how you felt about the fluency, how easy it was to navigate through Google Classroom in the assignment, or how easy it was to log into Khan. List everything you can celebrate as a plus. Delta. What was your delta for today? What was your struggle or frustration? What kept you from feeling successful? Was technology frustrating you? Was it hard to stay on task because there were too many distractions at home? List any and all things that were a delta. Once you've filled out this form, this is my teacher version. You will see in your student version, you will see a submit form right here, and then you're done. So you've engaged in the mini lesson. In the whole, workshop, you've done the goal, evidence, and then the learning experience, you're done. So if you get through all 4 fluencies and the closure form, you're good to go, guys, okay? We'll see you tomorrow if you were remote today.